Emily, it's me again. Hi. Should we read some more? All right. Let's see. Where were we? Tales, tricks, and traps. Pooh picked up a pine cone from the ground and examined it. Would this make a suitable tail for Eeyore, he wondered. Suddenly Pooh had a better idea. I have just the thing, he exclaimed. He dashed toward home, where the most perfect tail he could think of was hanging on his wall. Thanks, Pooh, said Eeyore, after Pooh had outfitted him with a clock. The friends declared Pooh the contest winner. Then they presented Hungry Pooh with his reward, a nice, full pot of delicious honey. Is a clock a good tail? But before Pooh could scoop out even one pawful of the gooey stuff, crunch, Eeyore had sat on his clock tail and squished it. Oh dear, Owl said, and with that he snatched the honey pot back from a very disappointed and still very hungry Pooh. We could give Balloon a try, suggested Piglet, but as he carried his round red friend over to Eeyore, Piglet's feet lifted off the ground. Whoa! He cried with alarm. Luckily, Christopher Robin caught him. The boy tied the bright red balloon to Eeyore's bottom. What do you think, Eeyore? He asked. See Eeyore, he's floating. Eeyore discovered the problem with having a balloon for a tail is you have to go where it wants to go, and not the other way around. Whoopsie, said Christopher Robin. He pulled Eeyore back to earth and untied the balloon. Let's try something else. Thanks, Balloon. Goodbye. The friends tried a great many more things for Eeyore's tail. A yo-yo, an umbrella, a weather vane. Uh-oh, see the lightning striking him on his booty butt. A party hat, a moose head, and an accordion. Until at last they ran out of them. It's okay, said Eeyore. I'll learn to live without it. Kanga felt terrible seeing Eeyore so downcast. Poor dear, she said. I may have just the thing. She attached her scarf to Eeyore's backside. There you are. Why, Kanga, Christopher Robin exclaimed. It appears that you are the winner. Owl presented her with the prize. Pooh's tummy, meanwhile, was feeling a little 11 o'clockish, which meant that it was demanding something to eat. Pooh went off to look for honey again, but he was finding his stomach's ruckus very distracting indeed. Pooh noticed a piece of yarn lying on the ground. He picked it up and followed it, straight to Eeyore. But Eeyore was unaware that he was dragging something along with him. Pooh tried to warn him, but he was knocked right off of his feet. When Pooh landed, he found himself quite close to Christopher Robin's house. Christopher Robin will have some honey, he declared. Christopher Robin was not there, but he had left a note on the door. Pooh was puzzled. He decided to take the note to Owl's house. Pooh arrived just in time to see Owl being presented with the prize for finding Eeyore's latest tale. Let me see, said Owl. There's never been a note written that I could not decipher. He placed the honey on the mantel and invited Pooh to help himself. It says, began Owl, Gone out. Busy Backson. Signed, Christopher Robin. Our dear friend Christopher Robin has been captured by a creature called the Backson. The friends gasped in fear. It's malicious, Owl added, ferocious, and worst of all, terribly busy. I saw a picture of one just the other day. Emily, what does Backson mean? Does that mean I'll be back soon? Did he just misspell it? I think so. Look what they gave to Eeyore. They wrote tail. Did they spell tail right? Not right, no. While Owl was speaking, Pooh had been stacking books to climb on in order to reach Owl's honey. Now Owl pulled the books out from under Pooh, looking for the one that contained a picture of the Backson. Pooh was right back where he started. Excuse me. Dash it all, Owl complained. Where is that picture? Can you draw it? Asked Roo, offering Owl a piece of chalk. Owl drew a frightening monster with shaggy fur, horns, and a ring in its nose, and assured friends this beast was also extremely smelly. Now that everyone knew what a Backson looked like, they were curious to find out what one actually did. Owl described it as a thoughtless creature that scribbled in library books, spoiled milk, stopped clocks, and put holes in socks. See them all upset because they have holes in their socks, and he's doing it with his horn? What a mean guy. But then Rabbit came up with a clever plan. They would collect things that the Baxen liked and leave a trail of them to lure it into a pit. Then the Baxen would be trapped, and they could get Christopher Robin back. See that pit? And there's the Baxen, and there's Christopher Robin. The rescue party set off, telling Owl they hoped to be back soon. It occurred to Owl that back soon sounded an awful lot like Baxen, a coincidence that he found momentarily interesting, though not terribly important. Was it important? It kind of was. While their friends went to gather the items that were needed, Pooh and Piglet picked up some supplies. Then the pair set off to choose the location for the all-important pit. When they found the perfect spot, Pooh and Piglet got straight to work. Piglet dug a very deep pit. Next he covered it with a cloth, then weighed down the corners of the cloth with 4 large, heavy rocks. "I almost forgot the most important part," said Piglet. He took a honey pot and explained they were going to use it to disguise the trap even more. "Well, it certainly fooled me and my tummy," said Pooh. "Emily, if they put the honey pot on top of the pit, what is going to happen to Pooh Bear?" Yeah? Well, let's find out. Let's find out what happens. The pair quickly caught up with the others, who were already leaving a trail of objects, socks, dishes, toys, and clocks, among many other things, across the 100-acre wood. Everyone worked together, knowing the sooner the trail was complete, the sooner the Baxen would be captured, and the sooner Christopher Robin would be safe. Is the Baxen going to want all those crazy things? "Hurry along, everyone," called Rabbit. "Don't dawdle." Tigger, meanwhile, had decided to track the Baxen on his own. He was pretty sure he had found him too, when he pounced on something moving in the wood. Unfortunately, it turned out to be Eeyore, who had accidentally been left behind by the others. "You and me are going to catch that Baxen together," Tigger declared. "Do I have a choice?" asked Eeyore. Tigger bounced off, thinking Eeyore was right behind him. But a few bounces later, Tigger discovered he was all alone. Tigger returned to his friend. "Buddy," he said, "if you're going to pounce, you just got to have some bounce. We need to get you Tiggerized." Look what he's done. Does he look like Tigger now? In his enthusiasm, Tigger didn't seem to realize that turning Eeyore into a Tigger was sure to be a very large project indeed, because Eeyore was just about the most un-Tigger-like creature in the entire 100-acre wood. Tigger started off with the easy part, giving Eeyore stripes. "Looking great," said Tigger. "Now you gotta learn to bounce like a Tigger." He attached a large spring to Eeyore and set him in motion. The donkey went up and down, up and down, up and down, and shortly thereafter, just up. What did he get stuck on? You get stuck on the letters? Back on the ground, Eeyore continued to bounce out of control. But Tigger was too caught up in the excitement of his new project to take any notice. Eventually, the friends ended up in Rabbit's garden. Tigger dressed up as the Baxen and coached Eeyore on how Tigger would bounce the monster into surrendering. The poor donkey ricocheted from fence to scarecrow to clothesline to Tigger into the woods beyond. See him bouncing all over the place? He does not look happy. What does he have on his hands? Socks? Pumpkins? Honey pots? I don't know. Meanwhile, Pooh and Piglet and the other friends continued to lay their trail of items throughout the wood. Rumble went Pooh's tummy, unhappy that honey had yet to come its way that day. Buzz answered something overhead. It was a beehive. Pooh knew that with Piglet's help, the honey inside could soon be his. "Once I get you up in the tree, just hand me the beehive," Pooh instructed. "I guess you've thought this through," said Piglet. "Indeed I have," Pooh assured him as he jumped on the end of a log. Piglet flew straight up and became lodged deep inside the hive. "Don't worry, Piglet," said Pooh. "I shall get you out." See, Piglet, he's stuck in the beehive. Would that be freaky? Think those bees are going to sting him? Let's wait and see. "No hurry, Pooh," said Piglet good-naturedly. "The bees are quite gentle as long as there's no sudden movement." Wham! Pooh hit the beehive with a stick, hoping to dislodge it. "Are you sure that's a good idea, Pooh?" asked Piglet. "Quite sure," replied Pooh, whacking it again. Wham! "Well, you know what's best, Pooh," said Piglet. Pooh didn't really, but at least it only took one more swipe of his stick to bring the hive down. Look at all those bees. They are buzzing and furious. Angry bees quickly began to pour out. "New plan, Piglet!" announced Pooh. "Run!" "Is this fast enough, Pooh?" Piglet asked. The pair jumped off a small cliff and ran into a very annoyed Rabbit. "What are you two doing?" Rabbit demanded as he pulled the hive off Piglet. "Beehives are not on my list of Baxen-friendly items." He tucked the beehive up into a tree and gave Pooh and Piglet a friendly shove. Move along, we've so much to do." Over by Rabbit's house, Tigger searched for his new partner, Tigger 2, also known as Eeyore. Tigger didn't find Eeyore, but he did find Eeyore's spring tail. "You're gonna need this if you're gonna get the Baxen, unless the Baxen got you first." What's Eeyore doing? See him hiding in the water there? So that Tigger can't find him? That is the end of part 2. I believe Lost and Found is the end and the last part, part 3. We'll read that in a few minutes.